Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Let me read you the title of this article, which is very interesting and very suiting to my soul, and I will tell you why as I'm going with this article. The article comes from Sputnik. It's from today, the 19th of November 2022. And this is the title: All Missile Force Re-equipped with Iskaner-M missile systems, Russian Ministry of Defense says. So all missile force re-equipped with Iskaner-M missile systems, Russian Ministry of Defense says. Why is that suiting? It's because this is what happens when you have people with ideologies and political goals. And it's not something wrong to have political goals, but when you are in the business of gathering information and providing the accurate information to your people, then you can't put your preferences. They will block the objective information that you gather. This is what happened with this United States intelligence services, British and Ukrainians. They all said since April, mid-April this year, that Russia is gone with the missiles, high precision missiles. They're gone. They said this in April, May, and last time in a week they started saying they're done. Oh my God, they ran out. So that's why this is kind of like, these guys are just weasels. And they're supposed to inform us. I'm not talking about the mass media, the people that are professionals. And I said, no, they will not run out of it. The German defense minister, whatever his name is, the military guy, starts with a Zoom general. He said, Russia will not run out of ammunition soon. But he didn't say missiles or anything. He said ammunition, whatever, shells, and all that. So let's see what the article says. All missile troops of the Russian armed forces have been re-equipped with a modern and unique Iskander-M complex, according to a publication on the official website of the Ministry of Defense. Could they lie? Could they exaggerate? Yes, they could. But what happened in the past 5 days? They upped their missile attacks on Ukraine, on the infrastructure. It doesn't show that they are running out. You can say, well, they will. Yeah, they will. I don't know, in 10 years, in 2 months, in 2 weeks, I don't know. But as of now, they're able to up their act, if you know what I mean. So, and I'm quoting here, currently all missile forces have been re-equipped with the modern Iskander-M missile system, which has no analogs in the world. Rocket artillery and formations are being armed with modern samples that were successfully used in a special military operation, end quote, the ministry said. The ministry also clarified that multiple launch rocket system MLRS are being delivered to the rocket formations, both large and medium caliber, of the Tornado family, Tornado S MLRS of 300 mm caliber and Tornado G MLRS of 122 mm caliber. In addition, it is emphasized that the arsenals of artillery units continue to be replenished with upgraded self-propelled howitzers 2S19M2 MSTA-S, which have an increased rate of fire. This combat vehicle is capable of operating in a barrage of fire mode, during which several shells fired from the same gun at different angles simultaneously reach the target, thereby increasing the density of fire and ensuring guaranteed defeat of the enemy. Well, we can say whatever we want, but as of now, as I said many times, the Russians did not provide, we're going to do this, and they didn't. They said we're going to do this, they did. So their credibility rating is kind of high, at least in this case, good or bad. Now, this reminds me of this situation. I think that the Americans are still supplying, NATO countries supplying these guys with weapons. Without the weapons, the Ukrainians, unfortunately for them, will decrease their power to fight. The Russians seem to keep it steady, and all of a sudden they increase it. Now, there's talk in the West that they will stop supplying these guys with missiles and all the weapons, guys being the Ukrainians, because probably they want to, it's time for negotiations. That's what the Americans said and other countries. So maybe these guys going to decrease, and what do these guys do? They increase their firepower. Now let me tell you about a psychological, how should I put it, mindset when you fight. So when you fight, physically fight, and in the street it usually doesn't last that long. But anyway, in the competitions, I'm talking about full contact, not maybe full contact, with gloves, without gloves. Anyway, when you fight, and you fight, let's say you have rounds, and then all of a sudden, you know, your energy and your ability to fight decreases as the fight goes on, because you get fatigued, tired. And then when you go down and you see the opponent or you starting suddenly increasing its firepower, and it just wakes up and boom, 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 bam, bam. This has a negative effect 10 times for the psychology of the other person, and the other person will give up. Most likely. I mean, you can be strong mentally and so on, but this is the psychology of this. If you can master, when you both go down, if you can master at one point when you see that fatigue, even if that's gonna empty your tank, you increase the last I don't know, minute of the fight, if it's timed or not, or you increase it. This is gonna have a negative effect, and this guy's gonna be, you're gonna destroy his will to fight, because he's gonna look, say, how in the hell this guy is still able? I thought that he's done. Because I'm done, they say he's done, and all of a sudden he has a second wind or something? What's going on? And these guys increase. They say, oh my God. So I think this is I would think that could be the psychology of this situation, when nothing happened on the front, they don't have ammunition, blah, 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 they retreat, they're bad, and all of a sudden, what? Psychologically, that damages your desire and ability to fight, mentally. And that's all that matters. If you don't have the spirit, the body will be going to sleep. So I don't know if that's the technique or not. I always said that I think, in my assessment, the Russians did not employ their full power by far in this fight. I think they fought with minimum personnel, little by little ammunitions and so on. I think the Russians did not use their full arsenal whatsoever. And when these guys say, they're going to be depleted, they might be depleted. They are. But I don't think that made a dent in their arsenal. And that tells me about how these guys in the West did not know that. Or maybe they do, but they tell us, they tell the mass media and make all these statements to keep the Ukrainian fight, and us, yeah man, yeah, let me go now and have a little bit of ecstasy here. Like they did with Trump for 4 years. They were coming every day and telling us, the mass media, Trump is going to be arrested, Trump is going to be kicked out of White House. Nothing happened. And my friends, my liberal friends, every day they were masturbating on that. Every morning when the news broke up. And nothing happened. And by evening they were like, yeah, in the morning again, the same drug. The same drug. Oh, he's going to be taken. Again, they were all, celebrating. And I was telling them, guys, and that's not going to happen. And if it's going to happen, it's going to be a process. You don't know why you just Trump. Whatever, man. Nothing happened. And they masturbated 4 years, more than 4 years, that every morning, yeah, and nothing happened. And they still believe the same guys who gave them the same pill every fucking morning. So the same thing here. Yes, Ukraine this, Russia is depleted, Russia doesn't know what they're doing, they're all drunk, they're all deserting, they're all this, they're calling the Ukrainians, can you come over, help us? And all of a sudden these guys are putting Iskaner-M on the front line. Replenish the whole, all, not most or something. Do they exaggerate? Possibly. But I don't know. I said Russians do not play with that. When I tell you I'm going to punch you in the face 3 times, if you say that and you say it, make sure you can be certain you're going to be punched 3 times in the face. If he's going to tell you I'm going to give you $1 if you do that, he's going to give you $1 if you do that. That's what I encountered. Good or bad, punch in the face or dollar, they're gonna do it. So it doesn't mean that they should be that honest when you're losing or something. You know, you're a weasel, and this is the art of war. I don't think it could be, okay, I'm going to fight like a samurai with a thief. No, no. It was a saying of, you fight with a samurai like a samurai, you fight with a thief like a thief, because it was a samurai who was asking another person, what should I do? Was asking a master, what should how should I fight when the other person that I'm fighting is dishonest and doesn't follow the etiquette and so on. He said, well, with a samurai you fight like a samurai, with a thief you fight with a thief, like a thief. So anyway, I don't think the Russians will be samurai, and the other guys will be samurai as well. This is war after all, and honor, well, we're going to discuss that later. Now let's win the war. That's the idea. So yeah, they pull Iskaner-M. Catch that if you can. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.